Answered a lot of questions, but not all of them. There's enough to keep you wanting more.
I'm a new woman. It's the truth. Good prevails. We will all conquer. It's very good.
No, it was definitely the greatest science fiction movie ever made. I mean, I was right in there. I mean, Lucas, total genius all the way. The sound, the visual.
I've been waiting 15 years since Return of the Jedi came out to see the prequel.
There's no way it's going to be a disappointment.
Are there any of you that think this is going to be a lousy movie?
I can't see any way that it could suck, but if it does, I'm just going to have to slit my wrist.
It's not going to suck, man. There's no way the movie can suck. There's just no way the movie can suck. Don't see that.
There is no way it's going to suck.
Well, it could suck.
It could not suck. How could it suck?
Crazy Crab, and today I wanted to see if I could start a discussion surrounding our first thoughts after leaving the theater after each Star Wars film that you were fortunate or unfortunate enough to see in theaters.
I had no idea what that movie was about.
So for each person, our feelings are going to be different. Our ability to go to the theaters for these movies are going to be different. For example, I wasn't even born in 1977. So obviously I didn't watch any of the original films in theaters, unfortunately. And the first time I actually got to go see a new Star Wars movie in theaters was in 1999 when I went to see the Phantom Menace. So I'm going to describe quickly my feelings before going into each movie and try to sum it up in one word, and then do the same for when I was leaving the theater. More importantly, how did I feel when I was actually walking out? And if you want to do the same, I would really appreciate that, because I'm curious how people felt walking in, walking out of the theater for each movie. Not how you felt now, not how you feel now, not how you felt a few months later after you watched it. I'm talking about immediately. What were your initial thoughts? Like on the drive home, did you feel wonderful? Did you feel encouraged? Did you feel nauseated? Did you feel suicidal? Let's get things started with the Phantom Menace. Well, before going in, I was excited.
I feel like, I don't know, like it's exciting. It's going to be going to the first show of like Phantom Menace, and I don't know, that's all I can say. Thanks.
I truly was, and you know, I kept my expectations pretty low, especially after those special editions in 1997. I kind of knew that there was going to be a lot of computer graphics, CGI as we now know it. I just thought, you know, hey, it's still going to be cool. We got new Star Wars characters. We got a young Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're going to have lightsaber battles, a young Anakin Skywalker. I was really excited. I mean, there's just no way to hold back the excitement. And afterwards, the one word to describe how I felt. Sick. It really turned my stomach, and it was not the CGI. It wasn't the bad dialogue. It definitely wasn't Jake Lloyd. It wasn't Jar Jar Binks. I could have lived with all those things, but as I talked about before, it was the ridiculous fan service. Namely R2-D2 and C-3PO. Just thrown in this film in a way I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm still in denial that Darth Vader is C-3PO's father. You know, I expected they'd be given some kind of cameo. You know, kind of like in Rogue One, maybe a little bit bigger cameo than that. We didn't even need to see him in Rogue One. That wasn't necessary, except for maybe these people. But for the majority of us, including the hardcore Star Wars fans, we don't need it. We don't want it. So when they're shoved in our face for hours on end instead of a quick cameo, it just simply spoils the movie. And that's what it did for me. And I'm I plan on doing reviews of every Star Wars film, so I'm not going to go into any more depth than that. Just talking about how I felt walking out of the Phantom Menace sick. Okay, well, this time after episode 1, I still had some faith in George Lucas. You know, I mean, everyone deserves a second chance. Everyone gets a mulligan, if you will. You could say he'd already messed up twice with the special editions and now with episode 1, but they are two different mistakes. One mistake is revising an already good movie, already good movies, and turning them worse. The other is just making a bad movie. And this is the first bad movie that he'd made. So I figured he was going to pay attention to the fans' reactions, and this one's it's got to be better, right? It had to be better. Not to mention, we were going to get the Clone Wars. Anakin was going to be older. He was going to be, you know, it's going to be exciting. I mean, my one word to describe how I felt going in was hopeful. I still didn't expect the originals. I still knew there was going to be tons of CGI. I knew it was going to be an inferior product, but it just had to be an improvement. And then I went to watch the movie.
In my opinion, that sucked.
Gosh, it sucked. And I'll just say I didn't like it very much, except for a handful of short scenes. And to this day is my least favorite of all the theatrical Star Wars films. And the one word I felt walking out was hopeless. I felt like it was over. I felt at that day when I walked out of episode 2, I was done. I felt like I was done with Star Wars. There's just no more hope. And you know what? I thought 3 movies is fine. We got 3 Godfathers, 3 Back to the Futures. I just felt like that was it. I'll just keep my VCR and my old Star Wars tapes, and I'm good to go. And if you'd have asked me that day if I was going to go see episode 3, I'd have said, heck no. I'm not going to see episode 3. But time heals all wounds, and by 2005, I was living in South Korea, and when the movie came out...
Well, I figured... What the hell?
Hey, this is the last film. This is the absolute last one. What if it's really awesome and I didn't go see it in theaters? So I went. And walking in, one word to describe how I felt, indifferent.
Look at me. I look like I can't look. I don't care.
You could also say detached, disinterested, emotionless, withdrawn. I was just going through the motions, and yeah, sure, in the back of my mind, I had some vague sense of hope that the movie would be okay. But I went in expecting nothing, asked for nothing, and just in case I went in to see it, you know, I did want to see Darth Vader in the suit. I mean, there were things to look forward to. You know, it really wasn't as bad as I thought. I walked out feeling relieved. Not that it was good, but just relieved that it was over. The prequel era was over, and I felt good about that. And realistically, the movie was an improvement. It had some great moments. It really pulled me in at times. And I felt good about it, but I knew it still wasn't that great. I mean, there was still bad dialogue. Yoda and Chewbacca are homeboys, so clinically insane fanboys get warm, fuzzy feelings. My favorite villain, Count Dooku, gets his head cut off right away, which I guess is fine, but then we get General Grievous instead. Another Tarzan yell from the Wookiee. I could go on and on and on. But I felt relieved. I was like, well, thank God this is over, so I can just go buy these DVDs and put them in my collection for rare viewing, but they're not to be taken seriously. And I was just relieved it was over. If there was ever going to be more Star Wars films, my only hope was that someone other than George Lucas would be making them.
I want that star. I want it now. I want it all, and I don't care how. No. Careful what you wish. Careful what you say. Careful what you wish. You may regret it. Careful what you wish. You just might get. Then it all crashes down, and you break your crown, and you point your.
So Disney takes over, and we're getting a new Star Wars movie. Harrison Ford's coming back. Carrie Fisher's coming back. Mark Hamill's coming back. Oh my gosh, and George Lucas is not directing. He's not part of it. Oh my gosh, what? It was impossible not to be excited. It was impossible not to come back to Star Wars.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
But my main feeling going to episode 7 really was just happy. I wasn't excited like super like episode 1, like, oh, it's just, you know, I mean, I was excited, but it wasn't my biggest emotion. I was just happy that we were going to get more Star Wars movies and they were not going to completely suck. So, you know, I didn't get too excited, but I felt happy. This is good. I thought to myself, hey, at a minimum, Han, Leia, and Luke will be reunited. R2-D2 is going to have a realistic and respectable role. Competent directors, competent screenwriters. And I went in happy and feeling good. How bad could it be? So I watched episode 7 and it wasn't that great. Yes, it was better than the prequels, but, and maybe this is the fanboy in me, I walked out feeling sad. And I have to believe a big part of that is not so much that they didn't have Luke in it, because I think that was a pretty cool scene at the end that allowed us to meet the new characters and then have Luke kind of be mysterious and appear just at the end. Just an amazing close. I didn't mind it. Han Solo dies in the film. That's sad, of course, very sad. It hurts, but I don't mind characters dying. So I can live with that too, but there's a problem now with both of those things happening, and meant the 3 would not be reunited. Han, Leia, Luke, no reuniting. So an opportunity lost. And you know what? If it was an incredible movie apart from that, I would have just felt great anyway. I would have felt like, okay, yeah, a little bit sad, but hey, I would have walked out feeling a heck of a lot better than I did. But the problem is I didn't really love the movie. And I'm going to do an episode 7 review soon enough recapping why, but basically lazy screenwriting, things happening for plot conveniences with no explanation. I guess big plot holes that really I didn't feel were necessary, and I couldn't help but see, and I can go on and on and on with more problems, but I'm not going to do that here. But I left the theater feeling more or less sad. Okay, a Star Wars movie, not a main film, no Rey, Poe, or Finn. So what do we have here? Interesting. My main feeling was curious. I was just curiosity, right? I didn't know what to expect. What would this be? Would there be an opening crawl? How's the music going to be? What's this all about? I knew very little. I was avoiding spoilers. I just went in very curious. And if it ended up being bad, I wasn't going to be brokenhearted. But even though I didn't expect it to be good, I in the back of my mind, was just like, maybe this will be the one, you know, because I really just want one good Star Wars movie.
What time? Not 20! One lousy goddamn time!
Apart from the originals, can we get one? And as it turned out for me, this was the one. It was actually a fun ride, and I really liked it. And that's a new experience for me going to a Star Wars movie at theaters. I walked out feeling good. Honestly, in the days to come, I kind of let it slip in my mind that maybe Disney was back on track and that this was a great sign for episode 8. Probably a mistake doing that, but I felt good. I really enjoyed it. And this was a good feeling. And then, of course, some time passes and the trailers for 8 come out, and I thought they were incredible. It really pumped me up. I got my tickets ahead of time for the new Star Wars movie. My one word for The Last Jedi is pumped. I was pumped, man. I went to the premiere day 1. I don't always go to day 1. I fully expected, you know, that there was going to be new camera work, new effects, and I didn't mind any of that. I was ready for a modern day look to the film. That wasn't going to bother me. I don't expect a 1983 looking film. So that didn't bother me. In fact, it was beautiful. The movie was just, the visuals stunning. But I walked out, you know, very disappointed. That was my word. Disappointed. In fact, disappointedissimo. So I can't use 2 words. So in other words, extremely, horribly disappointed. I did a review on this, and you can watch that, but that was my feeling walking out. I wasn't even sure if I liked or disliked the movie, because it wasn't that it was just awful, but it was so far below expectations that I had. And this was the one time I really let my expectations jump, and the movie just felt so disconnected from any other Star Wars film, including episode 7. It was like the director just trying to blindside us at every chance, and just taking this movie and just making his own film like it was just his own thing, and just completely disregarding the history, the feel, the franchise. I'm not going to go into massive detail. But let me just say, it wouldn't have surprised me if I find out that man has never seen a Star Wars movie in his life. There were several great moments, very exciting moments, and I don't even hate the movie, but it was just a massive, 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 massive disappointment. So I'm going to review my feelings really quick. Episode 1, walked in excited, walked out sick. Episode 2, walked in hopeful, walked out hopeless. Episode 3, walked in indifferent, walked out relieved that it was over. Episode 7, walked in happy, walked out sad. Rogue One, walked in curious, walked out feeling good. And episode 8, I walked in pumped, walked out disappointed. If you don't mind, let me know your feelings in the comments for the films that you got to go see at the theater. If you want to include the special editions, you can do that. I'm not going to talk about the special editions. I'm going to open that can of worms another day. Also, how will I feel walking into the Han Solo movie coming up? I think I'll throw that out there. I'm probably going to feel obligated. I have this channel now, so I'm going to do a review on it. I pretty much have to go see it. I mean, I'd go see it even if I didn't have this channel, but I wouldn't be in a big rush to go see it. But I feel obligated to go see it. I don't expect to like it. As always, there's some hope, but I don't expect to like it. How will I feel walking out? I don't know, but I'm going to guess annoyed. I'm going to guess that I'm going to feel pretty annoyed. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I come out and say, wow, the freaking Han Solo movie blew my mind. Does that seem realistic? Not really. Thanks, guys, for joining me. See you next time.